Well, Andrew Jackson, who was the founder of the modern Democratic Party, had a philosophy that you measure the health of a society not at the apex but at the base. And I believe that that is the true strength of the Democratic Party, and it needs to be invigorated. I think it demonstrates how much we need to start unifying people based on economic conditions, opportunities, the things they have in common rather than dividing them. It's an old story in the American South. I come out of the American South. The American South was never white against black. It was always a tier of very successful whites manipulating white against black politically. And we're a very much more diverse society than we were 30 years ago, 40 years ago. And so we need to be inclusive. We need to work across these differences and bring everybody forward, and I think that's doable. I predicted after 9/11, this went on for a long time. The danger to our country is that people would just simply go numb to it and start tuning it out. And I think that's very much true in the country writ large. And so in your generation, what you see is a very small percentage of people who have moved forward to serve, and the rest of the country, they appreciate them, but the rest of the country has just kind of moved on with the things that they normally do. And I've spent all my life around the military. I grew up in the military. I served in Vietnam. My son served in Iraq. And we need to make sure that the people who step forward and essentially put their lives in the hands of America's leadership are well respected and taken care of when they come back. Well, I think what we were able to do by focusing on the issue of criminal justice reform, not simply prison reform, but the entire makeup of criminal justice policies in our country, we need to continue to focus on that. When I started speaking about this in '06 when I was running for the Senate, people were warning me that it was a career killer, it was political suicide to talk about mass incarceration or some of these issues. But through the legislation and through more than 2 years of hearings and symposia and these sorts of things, we brought the issue into the political dialogue in a way that people across the political spectrum, I think, have been more comfortable talking about it. And we really need to focus on this when you're a country that's got 5% of the world's population and 25% of the world's known prison population. That's not a political issue, that's a leadership issue.